Can you handle the truth? I think that's part of the whole deal with the human race. It gets very blocked from hearing the truth. And example, when I first started flying, I've told this story before, met a man who taught me how to use my imagination to visualize what I wanted. And he was the nephew of a very famous metaphysical teacher. So he knew what he was talking about. He was explaining it one day to my roommate and myself. My roommate put her fingers in her ears so she didn't want to hear it. She just wanted her boyfriend to come home from Vietnam and she wanted to get married. And that was the only reason she took a little time out to go be a stewardess. And she was a great roommate. She was a lot of fun to be with. And but she did not have an open mind. And I often wonder what it is that makes people want to just limit what they find out when they're told something that's really curious, really interesting. So many times I will say something that I've learned in my travels and my experiences in life, and somebody I'm talking to will just shut me down and go, "Oh, but no, that's not true." They either have superstitious beliefs or blocks in their consciousness that just can't accept that what I'm trying to say that happened to me maybe is true because they can't believe it. It just sounds too fantastic. People have a very hard time believing in things like you can heal yourself. You can rejuvenate yourself. You don't have to worry about old age. You don't have to worry about dying because there's no such thing as death. There's a gazillion things you can overcome if you do the inner work. And if you do the inner work, more and more the teacher will appear. When you're ready, the teacher appears. I was ready in this life to discover some of the answers to the mysteries of why we're here. So I've been on the path ever since I can remember. It makes life a whole lot more interesting. And when things come along that you have to adjust to or change your thinking about because it's not the way you expected it to go, you become more resilient, you become more flexible, but you always know that you can go to the higher realms of thought. Your higher self resides in a higher dimension, which is right here, right now, but we block it sometimes with our five senses. But when you go within and you connect with it, then you can get answers, you can get guidance, you can get direction, you can find amazing, amazing things happening. You can remote influence people. You can remotely communicate with people, have telepathic conversations. You can have prophetic dreams that will guide you and let you know what's coming down the road. You really need to work on yourself if you want to find the answers. And no better time than now because we're in the midst of the Great Awakening. I made this course, the Mega Manifestation Method, to give people some specific techniques and ideas on how you can work on every area of life in order to become a more enlightened, infinite being. It makes life a whole lot more interesting.